Hi everyone, I'm Brittany. If you want to know how I got this makeup look, continue to watch and I'll show you. Okay, so I try to wear an SPF almost every day. I go through a couple, but today I'm going to use the CeraVe. It's a ultra light moisturizing lotion in SPF 30. Sometimes if I'm not running outside and I know I'm going to be home for the most of the day, I don't put an SPF on as a base, but I will spray after my setting spray. So you're just going to apply this lightly and then wait for a couple minutes to really let it just sit and soak into your face. It's really important to use an SPF just because we don't want any premature aging and any dark spots. I did get a couple treatments of IPL a couple years ago, but your skin is super sensitive after, and I ended up going traveling to the Dominican and I ended up getting a little bit of melasma of my upper lip, which is just discoloration. It is treatable and I can get rid of it. It's more prominent in the winter months. Kind of looks like I have a mustache, but I can cover that up with makeup, and I don't, I promise. Okay, so once that's all set in, my absolute favorite foundation primer is the Morphe Equalizer foundation primer. I cut it in half just because, don't throw it out. I thought it was empty, but I've definitely been getting my fair share out of it. So I'm just gonna pat this all over my face. Be careful not to tug or anything because you don't, again, want to get those premature lines. Always just be really careful with your skin. Depending on how much patience I have, I'll maybe leave that on for a couple minutes, but today I'm just gonna get started. Okay, so next, I always, after the shower or just anytime I need some extra care, I use this Nivea Hydro Care lip gloss, or sorry, lip chap. I'm gonna apply that now just on my lips because that's all really where you can apply it. This is constantly in my bag and I have a couple just like thrown around. I honestly get it at the dollar store. I think it's like $1.25. Highly recommend. So now that my primer is a little bit settled, I am going to be using the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade medium 3.5, and to apply that I'm gonna use a sponge. I think I just got this from HomeSense for a couple dollars. I prefer the sponge just because of the coverage that I get. And now this is gonna look really orange, but I swear once I like put it on and everything, it'll be fine. And yeah, I prefer using a sponge just because for a brush I find it to be a little cakey and I don't like it to have like such a heavy consistency, and it's just goes onto the skin really smooth. Make sure you get into your hairline and don't forget your ears, and also down your neck. You don't want to be one of those high school girls that like don't blend. Now I know some people usually will do their eyes first, but for me, like, I've never done my eyes first. It's always, oh my, I got some in my hair. It's always been my face first. So for my concealer, I'm going to use this All Hours concealer by YSL. This is my 4th time purchasing this and I really love it. It's the All Hours concealer in the shade 2. And I'm just going to place it in a V-like under my eyes. Kind of like get my nose as well. And bring it into the inner corner to really just brighten that up. And then just like a tiny little bit on my upper lip. Again, my makeup routine changes probably every time I do my makeup, but this is how I want to do it today. This is like basically how I do it every day. I use every single one of these products on a normal basis. If I want to have like more of a night out, then of course it's different. My eyes are always done and darker, but this is just my everyday. So I'm going to take the smaller end of my sponge and just pat away. And then whatever product I have left, I just bring it up to my forehead. Sometimes I will contour before and then do this, but really I just kind of do how I feel. Okay, so now for my contour. At first when I got this Anastasia cream contour kit, I did not like it, and it took me a while to kind of get used to it. I prefer powder, but I actually am obsessed. So usually I will just use Havana, which is the darkest, and then Light Sculpt, and then sometimes I'll put Java in, but I prefer these darker colors. So for that, I'm gonna use my Real Techniques contour sculpting brush, and I just got this, I think I got it at like Walmart maybe. You can get it at any drugstore. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that, and then for your contour, you don't really want to come really in more than your eyebrow arch. You kind of want to just keep it the outside, because when you do bring it in, your face is just gonna look not as good. Also, you want to keep it above your natural crease, just to bring your face up, and so it's not sagging down. Don't forget to get in your hairline, and then you're gonna bring it up to your forehead and then down to the bottom of your jawline. I always put some just a little bit under my lip. Sometimes I don't do the best job of blending it out, but I think that when I do more of a natural look and I just use my lip chap, it kind of just makes my lips a little bit fuller. So I'm gonna go ahead with this tapered brush. It's for eyeshadow, but I always use it for my contour, because you know what? I'm a firm believer of if whatever you have works. Who cares if it's not supposed to be what it's for? Because I don't really got time to go to Sephora and ask and get all those freaking brushes. I honestly get my brushes, and I'll link it in the description below, from Amazon. I think I got 16 for $20. Highly recommend. So I'm gonna start here and just work my way down. And from my Anastasia palette, I'm using the lightest shade. And I honestly just use the lightest hand. When I have more of a night out, I'll go in with it a lot darker, but I don't really want my nose that contour, just for the middle of the day. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just kind of dab it out. Then I'm gonna go back with my YSL concealer, and I'm just gonna bring that on the bridge of my nose. And then with the flat or whatever side, just blend that out. People are probably cringing how I do my makeup, but honestly, who are you to judge? Okay, so to set my face, I used to only buy the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, but I went back to my high school days. I got the Marcelle translucent face powder. It's half the price, so why not? So again, I'll just take the bottom of my beauty blender, dab it in. So I'll apply it to the bottom of my jawline, and then I'll flip it around with a pointy edge, and then just grab some more and apply it and set the under eye. This just helps your makeup not be so cakey. And then whatever I have left, I'll kind of just bring it up here and down my nose. Now that everything is all over me, there's not a set time of how long I really leave this on my face. It just really depends on how much time I have. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. And for my eyebrows, again, I was using the Anastasia pomade, but then I found this e.l.f. product for $5, so why not? I love the product. It's amazing. Half the price. Lasts me forever. So to start, I'm just going to spoolie and kind of fan out my brows. Cream here. I don't really mess around with the powder, but you do you. For my brows, I always use this angled MAC 200 SE brush, I think. I just stole this from my mom, to be completely honest. So I'm just going to take the product, and then I'm going to outline, like, starting kind of here, the bottom, and then just whatever product, I just work it through. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, you have very naturally beautiful eyebrows. Thank you. I got them microbladed and power ombre. Personally, I like them to be a little bit darker, so I don't go wild on the product, but I do like them to be defined. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not a profesh in the eyebrow department. I like to pretend sometimes I am. Don't really care. Just here living my best life. So you can take your judgment elsewhere. And then just to lighten them, I'm gonna spoolie them out. It's 2020. We don't need to have like painted on eyebrows. I mean, like, I'm not really a fan of this right here. Just gonna kind of lighten it up. And I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes. So for my eyes, I use this Pure palette. I got this in a FabFitFun box. I love it because the shades just really complement my eyes, and they just make them pop and sparkle. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead with this angle eye powder brush. I don't know what it's called, and I'm gonna use these 4 shades here. Obviously, like, you can tell I've used these ones the most. I've hit pan on this, but there's like a tiny little bit of product left, so I'm just gonna kind of see what I can pick up. So I'm gonna start with the lighter color, just like a light pink, and I'm gonna just like put this all over my crease, up just below my eye, just like with a very light hand. And then I'm gonna continue with this, and then just pick up this color, a little dab of that and that, shake it out, and then just focus in the middle and outer crease, not taking the product down onto your lid. Actually, I'm gonna do the inner because I'm feeling a little bit wild. And then I'm just gonna pick up like a tiny little brush like that, and then go ahead in the shade that I barely have any in. It's called Charming, and I like it because I'm so charming. Just gonna pick a little up and then just like pat it on the lid to give it a little bit more shimmer. To be honest, sometimes I would just do this look in like maybe 5 minutes before I would run to work, and then I wouldn't just like ever use mascara, just because I liked the more of a natural look. Then sometimes people would be like, oh wow, you look very tired today. And then I would get embarrassed and be like, I didn't get that much sleep last night. And then I'm gonna go ahead in this color. It's called Natural. I'm just gonna pick a tiny little bit up. I'm just gonna put the bottom of my eye. Pick up this Alluring color and then put it kind of in the middle like that, and then just drag it. Again, not a professional, don't really care what you think. This is just my makeup routine. Alrighty, let's remove that bake. So I have this Real Techniques powder brush, and just with a light hand, I'm gonna just fluff this all out. Okay, so once that bake is completely gone, I'm gonna take my Morphe palette. I'm not sure, I think it's NC, I'm not sure if that's like what it's called. It's a bronzing highlighter powder kind of thing. Had it for a while, as you can tell. Huge fan of these bottom colors. It was like more of like a bronzer. There's a little bit left, and I really just scrape as much as I can out of that like little tiny bit there. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I take my Real Techniques blush brush. Again, I use the blush brush for powder. Don't really care. Whatever works for you works. So I'm gonna just take like a little bit and then kind of just like go over that cream contour, really focusing on that hairline and the neck. Again, you don't want to be that 13-year-old girl because that's not a cute look. Okay, so once that is done, I'm going to use my Becca palette. Again, need a new one. This is the Chrissy Teigen version, and huge fan. These highlighters were, it's upside down, Hibiscus Bloom, and nope, sorry, Rose Gold and Peach Nectar. The blush is Hibiscus Bloom. No idea what the bronzer is called. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. highlighting brush and kind of just like dab a little bit of the bronzer and a tiny little bit of the blush. Really want a light hand with this, and then smile to get the apples of your cheeks, and then just kind of like bring it up to your temple and your like just above your eyebrow there. Just want a nice glowy look. And then to finish off, I'm going to use my MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish highlighter. Again, with this, I never use a fan brush. I kind of just like pinch it to make a fan. Pick some powder up. Might be glowing like the top of the Chrysler building, but if you know, you know. Okay, so for the very last and final step, I'm going to curl my lashes and use the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara in Carbon Black. I've been using this since the dinosaur ages, so be very gentle when you curl your lashes. You don't want to pull any out of your eye socket or your lid, whatever. I also never apply it on my bottom lash just because I prefer the look and it makes my eyes more open when it's just on my top. I'm highly allergic to eyelash fills or extensions. The glue just makes me look like I got punched in the face, so I just use mascara. I hate when that happens. I'm just gonna let this dry and flick it off with a spoolie when it's done. I'm gonna go back with my Nivea Hydro Care because literally put this on every half an hour. And then, ladies and gentlemen, or mom, if you're the only one watching this, thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see, and we'll see you next time.